Hello everyone, I'm Phoenix. Welcome to Oxygen Not Included. Now this is a game about controlling your minions, sort of thing. It's that side-on Terraria sort of view. And more sort of the RTS style of you assign jobs and then your guys sort of just get on with it. So these are the crew that we are going to be starting off with. So this guy's pretty good. Good learning, good strength, good digging, and he's got mole hands. But he can't be a cook. These are just random, and you can shuffle them if you don't like one of the people that you're going with. So this is a level 4 miner, digging, allowed to sleep on uncultured, so that's fine. This one is, yeah, alright, all in all, let's go with that. Swanky Supernova, let's just go for that. So welcome to the colony. So your guys wake up in a hole, and the first thing you need to do is start digging. So hitting G, and then I'm just gonna make our way this way a little bit, and also make our way this way a little bit, not too much, because we do have some water there that we do need to worry about. So I'll put in a door there, and I also need to get the tiles assigned. I'm just assigning some doors. So this stuff here is creating oxygen for the moment. And it will slowly create oxygen just over time, and oxygen is really, really important in this game. If you go into oxygen overlay, so you'll see that this is a high concentration of oxygen. Where we're digging is a lower sufficient concentration, a lower concentration, because the gas hasn't quite moved over there yet. And the red bits are little patches of carbon dioxide which are unbreathable. If we zoom out a bit, we can see, so that's all carbon dioxide there with a little bit of air along the top. That's water. But we do have pockets of hydrogen and chlorine to also worry about. So, yeah, that's stuff. So this game is very much about the gas mechanics and fluid mechanics. And later on, you'll get access to electrolyzers, which separate hydrogen from oxygen, but it releases both of those gases into the air, so you kind of got to think about, how am I going to separate these out, and how am I going to send hydrogen somewhere else and put the oxygen into the air, of where people are living, because your guys, they can't breathe hydrogen. If there's hydrogen in the air, then it's going to become unbreathable. Right, so they are doing things. I just need them to dig a little bit further this way, because we need to get this copper. While they are doing that, let's also get a manual generator down. So early forms of power are these manual generators, and it's just basically a wheel that they run in. It's a hamster wheel. And with that, you can then get yourself the research station. That's what I'm going to be aiming for. Get the research station up and start doing some research to get more useful things. There's quite a few little bits of... We'll have a look at the research station in a moment. You can also build little storage modules to compact all this stuff down, so you can actually get it off the floor eventually. For the moment, it will just sort of sit on the floor and not do anything. And also, I'm just going to speed up time a little bit, because basically my guys have been told exactly what they need to do now, and now it's just a case of them getting around to doing it. Also, just extend this tile out. Tiles are just nice. I don't know if they actually have much purpose at the moment, but they look pretty good. They're good platforms. You can build them anywhere. You can bury cables into them, usually. And working out where to go next. Probably just want to build a ladder straight down there, don't I? No, not over there. So these I'm leaving gaps in for doors. So just dropping a ladder down there to get to the water down there. And I'm thinking about doing something with this water to drain this water down into a sort of a pool down here somewhere where all the water will go, and then I can have separate tanks, because it is very much about having a look at how you can build your tanks in this game. Elsewhere to deal with things like hydrogen and oxygen and all that sort of stuff. So, right, let's get that in there. So these are algae deoxidizers. They take in algae and they give out oxygen. And I also need a tiny battery. So the battery is going to charge up so that during the night, when I don't have somebody running around like crazy in the hamster wheel, the algae deoxidizers will continue to run. And then we also need a research station as well, and I'll put that in that room too. So everything connects up rather nicely. I like the aesthetic of it, and I also like the way that fluids and gases move around. So just nip it back into the oxygen overlay. So all of this is nice high concentration all the way through here. This is red, so this is unbreathable. So when they go down here, they are basically going to hold their breath and then dig as far as they can go down and then return up for oxygen. But over time, as these algae deoxidizers work, they will emit oxygen, and the oxygen will flow down ladders. It will just flow everywhere that it can. Tiles will block the flow of oxygen unless there are oxygen allowing blocks down there. So I'm just build a ladder up there, right? Because then I can come up here and do all this stuff up here. Sort of expand out, sort of finish off these tiles down here, because these tiles are too high for the minions to really get to unless you run across the top. Oh, they're sleeping. They've fallen asleep. I'll need to get them some beds, certainly. But for the moment, that's, oxygen's looking good. And now I can have a look at doing some of this. Right, I want to get gas piping up. And also just need to do that. So that's going to now run no matter what. As long as it's got dirt, which is sort of your researching material, that will run. Now, each of these requires a blip of research to do. And so you can just queue them up in here, or you can continue doing it as long as it's got work to do. Now, at each progress bar that finishes, it will get a 1 on there. So it needs to do 20 researches to unlock gas piping, which will allow me to move gas around. Seems like a bit of an odd thing to start off with, but I want to start getting in the systems that will allow me to have to get rid of all of these algae deoxidizers everywhere, have a room that makes oxygen, and then pipe it around. Ooh, and they all need an outhouse as well. There's been a little bit of an accident, but we can fix that just by mopping up. My minions can just quickly mop all of that stuff up so that nobody gets diseased. And yeah, that should be alright for now. I would quite like a room for them as well, which maybe we do that in here. Get some algae as well while we're at it. So this is polluted water, so we're not going to be able to do anything with this until we can... I guess we could just drain it into a tank. I mean, this is ice. This is in a reasonably good state. We could put like a space heater down there and melt that ice. But I don't really want that polluted water ending up in the ice. I've got a lot of slime and clay and the like polluted oxygen up there, which is extremely toxic. So what I am thinking about here is how am I going to deal with all these various gases? Yeah, these guys need food and they need oxygen, but I'm also thinking about how do I expand into these areas and how am I going to be able to move these things into a safe area for us to process them into something useful. I mean, something like the polluted water, we could use that as... could stick an electrolyzer in, attached to that and then use that to create oxygen and hydrogen. Right, we have now got some gas thingies, so I can just put some gas vents up. I'll leave that one for the moment. I also like to build it sort of within the tiles wherever possible, just because it looks nicer. So I do need to also start looking at building this the oxygen room. Something like that, perhaps. So this is going to be the room where I'm going to be dealing with oxygen. That's the plan anyway. So oxygen will be made in this room and then it will be piped elsewhere. And it's reasonably large so that I can put in the... yeah, this will be the oxygen tank, as it were. So all of the oxygen that I make goes into this room first, and to start with we'll just use these algae deoxidizers in this room. But as time goes on, we can replace it with various systems to sort of break up. So yeah, so I think we probably do some hydrogen type things down there. And we're actually completely by accident, we're actually draining... oh, I think I might know what happened there, because there's some coal down there. Over time, certain materials are sort of eroded away by the water, and so if you've just got one block wide thing, then it will sort of crumble, and I think that might be what's happened here. I mean, it's fine, because our minions aren't going to be drinking this water. It'll basically be used for showering and the like. I need to get in... let's do liquid piping next, so that we can start looking at building our sanitation area, which will probably be in over here. I need to wait for them to do that. So that's... yeah. Ooh, and I can get myself a new duplicate. Excellent. Who do I want? What I want is someone who's good with construction, or I could just get a sort of a reasonable all-rounder. I mean, he can't cook. Yeah, he's got 2 cooking. Could actually do with a cook. Let's have this artist. He's alright, just reasonable all-rounder, and he can cook. So let's print him. And let's also get some food up and running. Stick that down here somewhere. Yeah, stick that there for the moment. You can always move things around later on. But I think it's probably a good idea to get some food up. Fabricate a few of those. And that tile needs fixing. Okay. I think this is good all in all. Obviously I do need some more batteries. Maybe we need a power room as well. I don't know. Let's do that be my power room. So I'll probably move make a couple of manual generators down here, add in some batteries, so just get it all out of this room, and also stick in a gas permeable tile there so we can get some breathing down there. And I'll also need some storage. So this side I want it to be for my liquids and gases, I think. Though I could just put my tank under there somewhere. I could put my tank under here actually. I know. Let's cancel those 2. Let's have an airlock. So going through here, so nothing's going to be in this room. We'll have an airlock here, and then we'll have our tank down there. There's a ladder so that we can get out. So while they're not doing other things, currently I've just got one guy who's running around just doing stuff that's on the job list. Getting the tiles built. Get those cots built as well. So our minions have somewhere to sleep. And then I think I want to end this episode here. Just off camera, I'll quickly just let my minions finish doing what they're doing here, and then I'll come back for another episode. So with that, I'll say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.